Yeah. Okay, D is wrong.
Yes.
Let's talk about first of all the assumption in this argument. It basically says that the practice is acceptable, right?
The conclusion?
Yes.
Yes, this practice clearly should be acceptable.
It should be acceptable, and why should it be acceptable?
Because even after they go out of competition, the competitors go out of competition, prices won't raise.
Prices won't, yeah.
Be unreasonably high.
They won't be unreasonably high. So, prices will not be unreasonably high. Let's say the prices will be reasonable. Just for simplicity. Okay, so Logan, if I came to you and I said the prices will remain reasonable, therefore this practice is acceptable, would you say, yep, you're absolutely right, I don't need to hear any more?
I mean, theoretically, no.
No, so what is this assuming?
R to A.
R to A, that's it. So we're just looking for an answer choice that says, if they remain reasonable, then it's acceptable. That's the assumption. And that's exactly what E does. So that's why E is correct. Why is D wrong? It is only competition or the threat of competition that keeps companies from raising prices. But what if we found out that something else kept companies from raising prices? Like, maybe the CEO's mother would call them every week and tell them, hey, look, don't raise your prices.
Right.
Would that have any impact on this practice?
We don't know.
We don't know is always a safe answer.
Actually, we don't, though.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, is that this is saying this practice, in particular predatory pricing,
Right.
is acceptable because the end result is reasonable prices.
Yeah.
You're never going to have unreasonable prices. So it's like, okay, well, we know that this practice results in reasonable prices. Maybe other things result in reasonable prices as well,
Right.
but that doesn't change the fact that this one does. This one still does, so it's acceptable. Why? Why would the fact that other things lead to reasonable prices make this unacceptable?
Yeah.
As long as this one still results in reasonable prices.
Right.
It's sort of like mixing up sufficient and necessary.
Yeah.
As long as this one creates reasonable prices, we don't really care if other things could create reasonable prices as well. Then we just say, hey, they're all acceptable, including this one.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Did you spot the assumption before you went into the answers here?
No.
So this is, by the way, this is a hard question, a lot of people get it wrong, but this is actually an easy assumption to spot once you understand the pattern.
Yeah, I didn't, if I had diagrammed, like I wrote next to acceptable, main conclusion. So I just didn't write that it's acceptable because it's reasonable.
The big clue to me was the fact that there is only one conclusion and there's only one premise.
Yeah, it's just because all this word stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't lead to unreasonable.
Yeah. That's it. Just blah, 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 therefore acceptable. So we have to say, blah. If you blah, 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 then you're acceptable.
Yeah. We haven't gone over 20.